Liverpool have ended their interest in Jude Bellingham, and I don't believe a single word of it. If you're watching this video, you're either a hopeful Liverpool fan or you think I'm an idiot, or both. But hear me out, because I want to walk you through a timeline of confusing press conferences, untrustworthy journalism, and a race for the best talent in the world that may still end with Jude Bellingham playing at Anfield. Listen to the events I'm about to tell you and listen very carefully. The dream isn't over. Liverpool fans right now are very angry, but it isn't reactionary. Not signing Bellingham is symbolic of the lack of squad development, investment, and just overall ambition at Liverpool Football Club, or more specifically, FSG. It's been known for a very long time that Liverpool are looking for very specific young talents to improve their midfield, the engine room of a Klopp team. Due to this very specific way of thinking, Liverpool have avoided rash signings in the middle of the park and allowed for the likes of Milner, Henderson and Fabinho to age in favour of finding the right talent on the market at the right time. And in the summer, one of those talents was in the shape of Aurelien Tchouameni. Liverpool were this close to making him their player before Real Madrid swooped in and turned the Frenchman's head. Now, based on their chosen recruitment strategy, Liverpool went midfielderless in the summer, apart from this guy who is yet to prove whether or not he's work experience. Insistent on finding the perfect midfielder, this meant that Liverpool hadn't signed a senior player in the midfield since Thiago 3 years ago. But all would be forgotten as one generational talent leaves, another arrives in the shape of Jude Bellingham. He was next up on Liverpool's watch list, a player that had been scouted for 2 to 3 years. Klopp had openly praised the Dortmund midfielder.
I think everybody agrees he's just exceptional.
He was best friends with Trent and Henderson at the World Cup.
Jordan Henderson puts England ahead.
Reports were saying that he had favoured a move to Merseyside, and really his future was set in stone to play for the Reds. And then we arrive at April 11th, and this damning article was written. Liverpool end the pursuit of England midfielder, and thus the excuses rolled in. Silver bullet Bellingham, not enough to solve midfield problem. The price tag was too high for the Reds to afford, and yet none of that makes any sense. If Bellingham wasn't enough to solve the midfield problem, if a generational talent wasn't enough to solve the midfield problem we had caused ourselves, then why the hell was that the strategy then? If the price tag is too high, when was that discovered by the accounting team? Because everyone else knew that the asking price was going to be anywhere between 120 to 130 million. And so Liverpool fans were reading the onslaught of bad news delivered to us from every single credible Liverpool journalist from all over the internet. But I sat back, allowed for the smoke to clear, because like I said, I don't believe a single word of it. Call me crazy, call me deluded, but let me paint a picture for you. A theory, if you will. Because remember, no one knows. Maybe only apart from Klopp and Bellingham and maybe a lunch lady in Dortmund. In the days leading up to April 11th, we were hearing that Jude's decision was imminent, that his future was to be decided very, very soon. Now, everyone thought this was going to be the moment that Bellingham announced his pre-agreement with his chosen club. But why? The 19-year-old is a starter for Dortmund and is involved in a title race. No matter what has happened behind the scenes, there is no chance that Dortmund were going to allow for that type of announcement to happen mid-season. And just to let the squad and the fans know that, yeah, Bellingham's just fucking off July 1st. And then reports came out, after his decision was supposedly imminent, that Liverpool had made a bid. Suddenly, there was no longer speculation, but money was actually being put on the table. And then suddenly, seemingly unprompted, every single Liverpool journalist receives the exact same news at the exact same time that Liverpool have randomly pulled out of the race mid-season on the back of no wins in 30 days. 9 games left in a league campaign that has gone drastically wrong. The worst possible news has just been given to a fan base that is already on its knees. All of this just seems like incredibly bad PR. If Liverpool were to pull out of one of the biggest transfer sagas in their history, why do it now? Why not do it in the summer where there's no fans in the stadiums to voice their opinions? What, you don't think announcements are timed to absolute perfection? Why not do it in the summer where the perfect alternative is already signed to the club and suddenly the Bellingham news is swept under the carpet because we're all drooling about Rice or Caicedo or Mount? The only reason to do this, in my opinion, is to end the speculation. Speculation that's probably annoyed both parties. Seriously, stop asking Bellingham directly if he's going to sign for Liverpool. He isn't going to tell you. It's a bit weird. In my opinion, because none of us really know, I think that Liverpool's bid was rejected. Dortmund's asking price was too high, but the player was adamant on a move to Liverpool. Liverpool was his choice, hence a bid so soon after his supposed imminent decision. I believe Liverpool are still well within the race to sign Jude Bellingham, and that this was a tactic in order to lower the asking price based on the player's chosen club, and in order to end the speculation. That's what Liverpool do. They make deals in silence. Since Julian Ward's been at the club, Diaz, Gakpo, Nunes have all been transfers that have escalated in a matter of days, if not hours. And all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that we're being given transfer news on a platter. Obviously, I can't say that Jude Bellingham will definitely sign for Liverpool. I have no transfer intel. But unfortunately, all of this supposed bad PR is just PR that we don't like right now, and that Liverpool are still within the race. Because unfortunately, this tactic also does cover your ass, because if the deal can't be made, we don't need secondary bad PR that Bellingham rejected us after all this time. We can just completely forget about it. But in order for us to think that we've just pulled out of the biggest transfer saga in our history, I don't buy a single word of it.